Welcome to the Dawn and Steve Plus podcast, fueled by Raphael's Roastery and supported by you. Connect to us on socials or dawnandsteveplus.com.
You know, it is different doing a podcast than doing a radio show.
Yeah.
Because when we were doing the
catch it
radio
on.
show,
Yeah.
right, it was every day in the studio, early in the morning. I felt like I knew what was going on in your life.
True. Vice versa.
Right. And now it's kind of like, okay, it's been a week, at least half a week, if not a week. And so what's going on in the life of Don Ray May?
What is going on in the
How's your
life of
mom?
Don Ray May? Oh, Mom is hanging in there.
Okay.
I learned something new. There is something called a fidget muff. My stepsister
What is that?
brought Mom a fidget muff. It is something for adults with dementia.
Okay.
And it has all these different textures and things that they can manipulate on it. It's like a muff for your hands, right? You put your hands in it.
Okay.
That's the muff part.
Got it.
So if your hands are cold, you can put them in there. Then, did you ever know what a Dapper Dan doll was when you were little?
Nope.
Oh man,
I'm not that old.
I hate being older than you. Okay, so there's this little doll that it would teach you to button and zipper and, all the different dexterity things for your fingers when you're little.
Okay.
And it's kind of like that, but on steroids, where adults can do all these different textures and button or, feel these fibers. It's the coolest thing. And evidently, Mom loved it. I was so thankful Sherry thought of that.
Wow, that's cool.
So
I kind
she's
of
hanging
want
in there.
to check one out. And
I know.
as far as I know, don't have dementia.
I have
yet.
pictures. I can show you
Okay,
pictures. She
all
sent me
right.
photos of Mom holding it.
We may have to check that out. We had taken an entire month off of martial arts. Had not been in the gym. Had not been
Okay.
doing anything for 5 weeks.
Why?
And so, just between, they were closed for a week because a lot of the instructors were fighting at the World Championships.
I thought you were going to say they're fighting. I'm like, oh, okay, and
Yeah.
that's public knowledge. Well,
Yeah, they were. A lot of the instructors qualified to go fight in the
Cool.
World Championships over in Scotland.
oh
And so,
my goodness.
super cool.
Yes.
And then our kids had camp, and I think we were gone 1 or 2 days or whatever. So we're just looking at the calendar going, it doesn't make sense for us
Yeah.
to pay for a whole month when we can hardly ever get there. So let's just take the month of July off, and we'll jump back in
Yeah.
in August. It hurt.
and now you jump back in.
Oh, my goodness. I realized how
Yeah, dude.
quickly the flexibility went away,
Mhm.
how quickly the muscle remembrance
Yep.
of certain things went away. Even a lot of the forms and stuff that you do where we practice these certain patterns and forms, just gone.
Just
Just,
evaporated. Yeah.
I'm like, where in the world did that go?
I feel you.
So, yeah, I'm kind of getting used to that again. But it was good to get back to it,
Sure.
but it hurt.
It takes double the time to get back into. I only took 2 weeks off last month, I think, and I am just now. I think I'm in my 3rd week. I'm just now getting back to where I feel like I kind of know what I'm doing again, but
Yeah.
I dreaded it every time I went to the gym because you're right, it hurts.
Yeah, just reminds me that I'm not as young as I used to be.
Kids adjusting okay though?
Oh, kids jump right back
Yeah,
into it.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
their thing was maybe they were ever so slightly, I forgot a move or two in a pattern, but that was it. I mean, the whole flexibility, balance, whatever stuff,
Yeah.
cardio, they're kids.
They're so good at
It's
it.
just ridiculous. It's like what drives me insane is my 9-year-old
Yeah.
will stand flat-footed
Mm-hmm.
and somebody kick something above her head. She will do basically the vertical splits.
Yeah.
And kick
I've
something
seen her do
over
that.
my head. Yeah.
It-
I'm like,
Mm-hmm. Because when you were saying flexibility and they're right back to it and they might have forgotten a pattern, but I was like, once. They won't forget that pattern twice.
yeah, no.
But I was thinking about her and how she can do that with her flexibility and how it's basically straight up and
Oh,
down,
yeah.
but she's standing.
Right.
I don't even.
And hold her foot there.
I don't
like,
understand.
No. It's like those cartoonish martial arts
Mhm.
movies where, she does that in real life.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So we're back to that.
Good.
So the last time that we were talking about this, you were considering leading a small group.
Mm-hmm.
So any update on that? What's going on?
The end of that episode that we were talking about that, I had said, unless the Lord provides a ram in the thicket, Ben and I had put our yes on the table. We
Yeah.
will lead small group, Lord, if that's what you want. Well, then we really haven't heard a whole lot. We did get information that said We have more small group leaders right now that have stepped up.
Wow.
Then we have small groups available to lead. Yet that just means that anybody wants to be in a small group, like there's room. We can start more groups. And I looked at Ben yesterday and I'm like, the ram. It's the ram in the thicket. So I texted the leader of small groups today and I just said, hey, if you don't need us right now, it's okay. He said, you got time for a call today? And I'm like, not till 8:00 tonight. And he said, okay, if you have brain cells left, let's talk. And if not, then we can talk tomorrow. And I looked at Ben before I left for the studio and went, I hear my ram running away.
Exactly.
So I don't know yet,
It's
but
not stuck in the thicket anymore, is it?
it got out. It wasn't supposed to get out. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we are still prepared. I just said, Lord, you know our schedule. You know what's going on with Mom. You know Ben's Bible study fellowship leadership is getting ready to kick into full
Right.
gear, and he has a lot of moving parts with that. The Lord knows all that.
Yeah.
And so we're trusting him with the schedule. And if he says, yes, I'm going to make a way for you to lead, then that's what we'll do.
And that's one of the cool things. Like if he calls you into it, he will equip you to do it.
He
He'll
will.
give you the energy. He'll give you whatever you need to
Mhm.
be able to do that. Because when you are actually doing what he's asked you to do,
Mhm.
it's amazing how he provides what you need.
You know this full
Oh.
well.
I'm constantly looking at my schedule going, I don't know how this is all going to get done, but somehow it does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because he allows it to happen.
Sure.
You know, he redeems the time.
He does.
He makes things more productive than I thought it was going to be.
Mhm.
Just all the things. And I'm grateful for that because sometimes it's not easy.
No, I imagine. I mean, your plate is really, really full. And I know that he is the author of time, which is such a comfort when you do look at a day that says, there's just no way, Lord, unless. And I know the other conversation is, okay, Lord, is there something you want me to take off this? But that's not
Right.
the purpose of this conversation because you've even had small group events that have happened recently.
Oh,
And
yeah.
You had one yesterday?
Well, we had so this is a little insider thing. Southern Baptist, we want to be cool. We're going to rebrand Sunday school and call it a life group. Right. So
Are you being snarky?
maybe a little bit.
Oh,
The last church I was at before, they called life group like the smaller, more intimate discipleship. You're in each other's lives kind of group. Right. And so when we joined this church and they
Yes.
started calling Sunday school life group, I'm like, wait a minute.
right.
Right. I have to like rethink like what is the definition? What group are we actually talking about here?
Start with definitions.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So our life group / Sunday school class
Okay, I'm
had an event
tracking.
yesterday.
And?
And it was pretty cool. I mean, there were about 40 people who showed up because it
Wow.
was the attendees and kids, and not everybody was in town. A lot of people trying to squeeze in little things right before school starts in earnest.
Sure.
But a lot of kids started to go back to school last week in our area, so a lot of people were there. So it was good. We had a lot of people show up, and they had a great time. But we had some interesting conversations about people saying, we have found it challenging to try and find groups that have been together for a little while
Mm-hmm.
and to try and assimilate into new groups.
Do tell. See, this is life group. I find it I mean, they're challenging. Life groups can be challenging because we've talked about how the purpose of them, I think the intent of them is super. Really great.
Now, are we talking about life groups or are we talking about Sunday school?
I think I mean, life group, for me, a life group is not Sunday school.
Okay.
That's how, and you're saying life group and Sunday school are the same.
At our church, they call Sunday school life groups.
Okay.
Yeah.
This
Right?
is going to be
See,
hard
that's
then.
where exactly. And
It's almost two different conversations.
it is. Now, you want to talk the smaller group?
Yes.
Yeah. That I think is a totally different animal.
What do you call that?
It's a different creature. They tend to call it discipleship groups.
Okay. Well, for the purpose of what happened yesterday, your life group met. This is your Sunday school
Our
class.
Sunday school class, yes.
And 40 people plus kids?
That included kids.
Oh, whew, okay. I was getting a little nervous for you there. Okay, so 40 people, And then you welcomed new people. I mean, what
We
were
had-
the conversations about?
We had new people. We had
Okay.
people who had been kind of hanging around the fringe of the class a little bit, and they were starting
Aw,
to come more
good.
regularly. And
Yep.
like, are you guys in? Are you out? Because once people start showing up frequently enough, it's so much easier to they want us to take attendance, to do attendance if they're already in the system,
Yes.
and just check the box as opposed to saying these guys have been visiting for their 15th time or
Mhm,
whatever it is, and having to type in their name. So we're like, are you guys in or not? And so.
And being the Yankee that you are, you can say that and get by with it.
Yeah, exactly. With that, although we even had one of our Southerners say, "I am tired of typing your name in every week. So are you guys in or not?"
Oh, well, at least there's some familiarity.
Oh yeah,
there.
and it was all said in humor and fun, and
yes.
we've gotten to know
Which
each
is
other
kinda
well
sweet.
enough. So
Yeah.
you can do that. And so they're like, "Oh yeah, we're in." Okay, we
Oh,
didn't
good.
realize. Yeah, so
Good.
but that was one of the interesting things in having these conversations with people. Are like, even in a Sunday school class,
Mm-hmm.
if that group has been together for a while, they've found it hard to assimilate into a new group.
It's so true.
Yeah,
It's
and
so true.
You tend to watch because Susie and I are kind of the leaders of this group, and so I tend to watch what is going on a lot in group dynamics and who's talking to who, and are there any outliers?
Yep.
Anybody who's not being talked, and so trying to be intentional about that. And it's cool to watch people just kind of float around, talk to each other, and you've got the ones that are really good friends,
Yes.
and they're going to tend to gravitate towards each other. But just watching that happen yesterday, I'm like, this is pretty cool.
Oh, I'm
to-
proud of
to
your
see
group.
that. I was very proud of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That takes intentional steps to float and to be part of different conversations. It's kind of, in a way, it's one of those things that once my mindset is good about a group setting like that, great. We'll just move and work. But most of the time, my battery, and my kids will say, my social battery is on empty. And I'm like, oh, suck it up. You're okay. You can, but I get it that
Yeah.
you get tired and you just kind of need to regroup. And sometimes those group events happen at just that moment where you just don't have the energy to go and mix and mingle and do, but you do because that's why you're there. To have a whole bunch of folks, though, be very, very intentional to mix it up like that,
Yeah.
that's really, they should be commended.
I was proud of them.
You
yeah.
should be.
And so one of the things that we've really kind of worked on without like trying to be overly blunt about it
Yeah.
is like, we want to do this kind of thing as a group, and trying to say that in a very casual, fun, jokey way.
Yep.
So that people will be like, okay, this is something that we're going to try and have as a bit of a priority in our group.
Did you do icebreakers?
Not at the social yesterday, but Sunday school class we did.
Do you every
Yeah.
Sunday?
Not every Sunday, but a lot of
Okay.
them I do.
I know that was a recommendation when I was teaching class. Make sure you do an icebreaker. And it's funny because you plan this and then you get ready to say it in front of the other people, and it's like, wait a minute, this is dumb. I
So
don't wanna
you were
do this
teaching a
one.
Sunday school class not that long ago.
Oh, yeah, let's not talk about that.
You don't want to?
That
Okay.
didn't pan out so well.
Well, our first one didn't either.
Uh-huh.
We had to do a relaunch
Okay.
because it did not go very well. the
Didn't you
first time.
relaunch after 2 years?
It was probably close to that. It was at least a year, maybe 18 months,
Talk to me in
close
2
to
years.
2 years,
Okay.
and then we're like, yeah, we're relaunching.
Yeah.
Because I had said I'm done with this, and
We do things a little differently. We have academy classes, and they switch every 9 weeks so
Okay.
that you can go and take other topics, other teachers. There's usually all new classes every 9 weeks, as well as different teachers. Some will stay consistent. And it's just so you can get to know other people in the church and you're not with the same people every time, because there is great fellowship in that, but there also can be like what the people were talking about yesterday. That class has been established a long time and it was really hard to break in. And we're trying to get cross-generational, get to know more people in the church.
I think that's
and
great.
I really love it. I appreciate it so much. And though my first foray into teaching an academy class did not go super well, it was summer and it was not super well attended. And we knew that going in.
Yeah.
So I was prepared. It was fine.
Summer can be tough.
It can be tough. And honestly, the book I was trying to teach from, I thought was tough to teach if you didn't have it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
in my very beginning, okay, full confession. In my very beginning, they go, "Should we get the book?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. I don't want to tell you to get the book." And yes, I should have said,
"Get the
the
book."
book. Because then I was just talking from a point of view that they couldn't share because they hadn't read the material.
Yeah.
They hadn't studied the scriptures. Next time, I'll say, get the book.
Yeah. Makes a big difference. If people walk in kind of prepared and on the same page,
Yeah.
it does help.
It's just a richer conversation. And if we were talking about the love of God, it's really hard to teach that on the fly because that's a deep,
It is deep.
deep conversation that you got to have with him and then share with the
Yeah.
group if he leads you to. But I'm so interested in this couple, though, that is now coming to your class. What are they're connecting fine in your class, your life group?
I mean, I think so. I mean, we've had
Okay.
a couple different ones yesterday, and some that just kind of came last minute.
Yeah.
One couple who had visited the class, I think, 2 times, and they happened to show up yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, we're doing a thing after. Come with us." And they did, and
Nice.
that was cool. And
Oh,
then
good.
others who had tried to find other groups and said, "Well, we think we're gonna join this one."
Excellent.
um,
It's
yeah.
just interesting to see how the Lord will direct paths.
Yeah.
Because it looks like, well, I don't fit in here and I can't get in here. I guess I'll try this one. And good for them for persevering.
Right?
Because sometimes people will just give up and feel slighted. And then the second thing is, though, if you kind of back up and look at it, the Lord was just directing the path to get you where He wanted you to be. And because you were listening and you kept trying, you're there now.
Yeah.
For probably, which is great.
Yeah, I hope so because I really like them.
Excellent. Excellent. But did you guys find it hard when you moved? Because y'all moved states. I mean, you, city, states, the whole thing. Did you find it challenging to break into a group? I mean, you had to change cultures too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're already
Yes, we
slamming
did.
us Southerner people, but
We did because we moved, and there were several things that we thought would help us make connections
Mhm.
that either got taken away or went totally sideways on us.
huh.
One of those is that we had both Susie and I had done Bible study fellowship for years,
Mm-hmm.
and so we thought we'll just jump right in, get plugged in with the BSF group. Well, then COVID hit, and everything goes
Oh,
online,
Mm-hmm.
and Zoom was better than nothing.
Right.
But Zoom is not in person,
Nope.
and that is different.
So different.
Then we start to visit churches, and people are wearing masks, and they're sitting every other row, and so finding the church was a bit of a challenge. Like, what is the
Mhm.
culture like? How welcoming are people, and all that. And then you find a church, and they're like, okay, we're going to try and get plugged into a group, and COVID was still a thing.
Yeah.
And so we're trying to figure that out. And they're like, okay, well, we heard they're going to launch a new group. So like, okay, that's a great time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll jump in at a new group launch. And for some reason, it just wasn't gelling.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't the kind of culture that we were hoping for.
Sure.
And so then eventually we got asked, would we be open to leading a group?
Mhm.
And so we decided we're going to try and create the culture that we wish we had.
Which is great.
And so that's what we tried to do. It took a while, though.
Again, though, that shows perseverance. And in a world where we like to give up because it doesn't come out of the microwave in 60 seconds or through a drive-through window, it really shows how the Lord is developing character in His kids. Not just you and your family, but in folks that are coming to small groups and trying different things. And I recognize it because I've been so challenged personally in wanting to persevere in a small group situation and just how the Lord is teaching me. And that's hard.
Yeah.
Because you have to die to self, and humans just aren't super good at that. But the more you seek the Lord, the more you want to seek the Lord because His good is just much more, and He wants us in community.
Yeah.
He created a body.
You did.
The body has lots of parts, and we're all needed. I mean, you just look at His diagram, and it's nothing short of amazing, but it also shows you this is for the greater good of everybody in the body, not just me.
Yeah.
And you'll have to look in the mirror for you. It really is. I think the way that you grow in the next steps of walking with the Lord is hearing stories like this and going, what about me? What about my life? Am I persevering in what the Lord has called me to follow him in.
Thanks for joining us for the Dawn and Steve Plus podcast. We're a listener-supported, non-profit podcast, and we're grateful for your generous support. You can give at dawnandsteveplus.com. Our producer is yours truly, Stephen Briggs, with assistance from Chris Westmoreland. Please like and subscribe to Dawn and Steve Plus anywhere you get your podcasts and on all our socials. Links to what we talk about and to Raphael's Roastery are in the show notes below. Thanks for joining us and being our plus one.